So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube? Dara here from Zephyr Games. Bringing you Meta Mondays. Now again, Meta Mondays is a new feature that we're doing where I'll give you a breakdown of all the local results that I've been to, and then of course any of the other big events that have been happening around. Now of course, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, you should know that this weekend was YCS Ghent and of course YCS Niagra. So both America and European TCGs went at it to see who was the best at these events. And as you can see, there was a load of results and a load of decks, and both, best thing is, the decks that won the events were completely different, which is amazing. So it's nice to see a decent amount of variety. What I will do first is I was going to go over my locals report from this weekend as well, give you a quick breakdown of what I am seeing at my current locals, and then we'll move into YCS Niagra, and we'll move into YCS Ghent as well. So we'll start off with the weekend at locals. Now this weekend at locals I decided to run Cyber Dragon Orcus. Now there was a lot of profiles running around and I thought I'd take a look at them, see what I thought and give it a go, change it up from Crusadia. With that I ended up finishing joint first. By joint first it was really weird. So there was 4 of us that finished on 4-1 and there wasn't enough time to do a 6th round. My one loss came to True Dracos in round 1. I then faced 2 lots of rockets, 1 Pendulum Magician and a Goki Orcust as well. The Goki Orcust match was amazing. There's a couple of little funny things that I'll tell you about in a second. So the Cyber Dragon Orcust, which is relevant for YCS Ghent because you'll see that very shortly, is an interesting kind of take on the deck. You do have to keep your mind about you because you do lock yourself into machines at certain points and darks at certain points. So you have to make sure that the Cyber Dragon engine is complete before you start moving onto your Orcus. Now the God board within the Cyber Dragon deck, or the Cyber Dragon Orcus deck, is a Galatea with a Dingrisu, with a Crescendo, with a Cybernetic Overload, which is the trap for Cyber Dragons, and an Infinity. Now those that are prepared for the Cyber Dragons, which happened to me this weekend, do play Chimera-Tech Fortress in their extra deck, because as soon as you build a board of Infinity plus Dingrisu, they can actually just contact fuse them away without using an effect and clear your board. So this is where it comes down to the Goki Orcus match. I went first, so this is game 3. Went first, built up my board, and I was like, yeah, this is great. I've got Crescendo, I've got Galatea, I've got Dingrisu, and I've also got Infinity. My opponent then proceeds to special summon Red Layer, and then contact fuse my Infinity with my Dingrisu. Now as soon as that happened, I was like, oh no, this is game. This is it. I've lost. My opponent then decided to build a safe board, and by safe board what I mean is he went with an Apollo for all the negates. He then had a Dingrisu, a Crescendo and a Galatea. Did a huge amount of damage to myself and I was stuck there like, okay, what have I got to do? I've got Cyber Dragon in hand, that's all I've got. So, my top deck was Cyber Dragon Rev System. I special summoned my Cyber Dragon, contact fused with his Dingrisu and Galatea to make Chimera-Tech Fortress Dragon, and that went into the zone that Apollo pointed to. I then activated Rev System, and my opponent, not even seeing the Fortress play, allowed Rev System to go through. I revived the Cyber Dragon, and then contact fused my Cyber Dragon with the Apollo because it was in the extra monster zone to make Fortress. I then had Skeleton in the graveyard to banish, bring back Dingrisu, and that was an exact 8k. So there are the plus sides and the downsides of running Cyber Dragon Orcus. Now, the other top decks in that matchup were Dracos, Sky Strikers and Thunder Dragons. So you can kind of see where the meta has kind of gone. It seems to be the same lineup week after week. Some form of an Orcus. I'm just going to grab my laptop here so that I can get all the results from YCS Niagra. Some form of Orcus and then some form of like Dracos, Thunder Dragons and Sky Strikers. They're still floating around. Now let's get on to the events that matter the most from this weekend, and we'll start off with, that's Niagra, it's the top 16 of Niagra. We'll start off with top 32. So, top 32 of Niagra started as thus. You had 41% Orcus, 3% Thunder Dragons, which is technically one deck. So you had 1 Thunder Dragon, 1 Subterra, 1 Cyber Dragon, which is Cyber Dragon Orcus, I'm assuming. Lunalight again, Lunalight Orcus. 2 Multi-Faker, 2 Gred Manju, 4 4 Salamangreats on average, and then 22% was Sky Strikers. So, once that round all pursues, it then went down to top 16. Now the top 16, Orcus was still dominating 50% of the lineup. We then had Cyber Dragon, or the Orcus Cyber Dragon, Greninja, Salamangreats, and Sky Strikers again. So the ratios pretty much just filtered out of the Altergeists and filtered it down to the top 16. Now moving on to the top 8, we get straight into Orcus, Greninja, not separate decks, but then you had Salamangreats, you had Cyber Dragon Orcus, then you had Orcus, and Sky Strikers. So 4 Orcus, which again took up 50% of the top 8, which is madness. I'm assuming one of those Orcus was a Lunalight variant, because I believe the final actually happened between Greninja and Lunalight Orcus. And the winner of the YCS Niagra was David Mendoza with Greninja. That's it. Greninja have done it again, but this time I've gone one step further and actually won it. So Greninja the Isa, piloted by David Mendoza, won YCS Niagra. Now Greninja, like I've said before, if it doesn't get effect value, is one of the most powerful normal summon monsters that you can just drop on your opponent. And very interestingly, from the deck list that I've seen, the only banished material he was actually playing was Desires. So he did play a Danger Engine as well to kind of extend the board, and I'm assuming he just had additional back row, additional defences, and then dropped the Greninja on them as his final win con, which of course it won. So congratulations to David on that one, taking YCS Niagra by storm with Greninja. That some people should have expected after the last run that Greninja had with the Golden Castle, but this one didn't use Golden Castle surprisingly, and won it. So again, congratulations to David Mendoza on that one. Absolutely storming. So, let's get on to YCS Ghent. This is, of course, the European counterpart to the YCS Niagra. I'm just going to pull up. I don't believe I've got the top 8 here. I think I've got the top 32 and the top 16. And again, there'll be no surprise with how these kind of line up. So the top 32 was 37% Orcus, 19% Sky Strikers, 13% Thunder Dragon, 3% Spiral, which means there was one Spiral deck, and you can see all the profiles up online, and you can also see the profiles from the guy that has provided these or creates these kind of graphics that you'll see up on your screen here, from Carlo Certa, and then 22% others as well, so the others could be anything. We even got to see Wind Witch Magispectors on stream as well, which is, if that doesn't count as an other, I don't know what does. So yeah, that was the top 32. Again, Orcus and Sky Striker taking up pretty much the majorities, and going on from there. Moving on to the top 8. So I've got the top 8, I don't have the top 16. 50% was Orcus, so exact same as YCS Niagra. 50% of the top cut was Orcus. Now these are Orcus variants as well, so this actually included an Orcus Lunalight, and it also included Orcus Cyber Dragon, which, spoiler, it made it to the final. So it was 13% Thunder Dragons, so the Thunder Dragons made their way through to the top 8, and then 37% Sky Strikers. And pretty much all of them got knocked down to the 2 decks remaining, and they were Cyber Dragon Orcus and Orcus Lunalights. Piloted by Sam Pearson for the Cyber Dragons, so representing the UK, well done Sam, made it all the way to the final. And again, same to Jonas as well, again from Germany, making it all the way to the final matchup. Now, final match you can still see on the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Facebook page, so do check that out. You get to see the full match in action, and it is definitely a learning curve to watch. Now, what happened within the match, just give you a quick breakdown. So this is a spoiler warning. If you do want to watch the match, do not watch this part. Just fast forward a little bit, get to the end, and then we'll go from there. But basically, Jonas just had all the outs. It's as simple as that. Jonas was maining Kaijus, which had a massive difference. Sam won the dice roll, and as soon as you roll that dice and you win it, Sam's mind must have gone, right, I've got a decent chance here. And then on his opening board, he did finish on the best board possible, minus a cybernetic overload, in the sense that he had an Infinity, Dingrisu, Galatea, and a Crescendo, and his opponent was going to be sitting there like, what are you going to do? His opponent then continued, knowing that he had seen all of the hype with Cyber Dragon Orcus from America. He then decided to Chimeritic Fortress, using his opponent's Ding and his Infinity, taking away 2 negates there, and then Kaiju the Galatea, straight away putting the Crescendo offline. That then allowed Jonas to go through, clear Sam's board, and then win the game. I would like to say Game 2 was different, but unfortunately it wasn't. Sam very smartly played around Super Poly, only left his board with one Dark Monster and an Infinity. His opponent Jonas then opened up with a Super Poly, using his own Kaleido Chick and then his opponent's Galatea, or to clear the board, get rid of the Crescendo as a threat, and then continued to beat over the Cyber Dragon Infinity. His opponent did then choose, or Sam did choose, to use the Cybernetic Trap card, and that was then answered. And unfortunately, Jonas just went off from there. He ended up building a winning board of Boral Sword, Dingrisu, Abyss Dweller, and another card as well, and 4 Strix, Ray back to 4 Strix, and just pulled Sam's board apart. Again, nonetheless, congratulations to Sam to making it all the way to the final of YCS Ghent. And again, congratulations to Jonas on winning YCS Ghent. It is quite clear to see that AUKUS as an engine or as a deck is incredibly powerful this format. Both taking it all its way to the finals of both America and, of course, YCS Ghent, so Niagra and Ghent. One winning, one falling just short of that hurdle thanks to Gren Manju de Isa. Now the big difference between the YCSs is we didn't actually see a lot of Gren Manju de Isas in the top cuts of YCS Ghent. So you can kind of see the difference in the way that the two situations are played. So with the UK at the moment, there's a lot, or not UK, sorry, the European kind of game, there's a lot more control based. That's where you've seen more salads, more thunders, stuff like that. But they're being played as more control over your opponent. Whereas in America, they do like to have a couple of combo decks, but also a lot of control as well, which is where you've got the AUKUS matchups going more Lunar-like version, and then you have the Gren Manjus, who can sit back, take a bit of a beating, hold off from getting OTK'd, and then drop the Gren Manju to OTK your opponent as well. It is a very, very fun format to be in. However, after seeing this weekend and the way that AUKUS dominated, also the way that the Lunar-like engine, of course, dominated as well, you can expect some of these cards to be hit. Now the question is whether they're going to knock the support cards, so take out your Lunar-like Tiger and probably your Kaleido Chick, or, because at the end of the day you can't really technically drop it to 1 because there's so much search and consistency within the Lunar-like deck that you technically have to ban it in a way. On top of that, you then have the AUKUS deck, which arguably is incredibly powerful right now, probably one of the best engines, if not the best version. And they have the ability to kind of keep going. So the other question is, do they take out Mermaid? If you take out Mermaid, it still means that AUKUS are playable. You just have to rely on getting an AUKUS monster on the board first before you can do your combo. So it'll be interesting to see what the ban list has. I think the next one coming up is YCS London. That is alongside Comic-Con, so that is going to be massive. That is at the end of October. We do also get Chaos Impact the week before that set as well, meaning that when you go to YCS London, that weekend, if people have built them quick enough, you will have True Draco Hakai, which is crazy already. You'll have Gladiator Beast, you'll have Full Power Tenyi. Whether they actually see a lot of play, I do not know. If a ban list does not drop, you'll still have all of this going on as well. So because the YCS London does bring people across from the States as well, there's a possibility of seeing Gren Manju. You'll see Cyber Dragon AUKUS now that it's risen in popularity. You'll have AUKUS Lunar Lights, you have Thunder Dragon Steels, Salamangreys. You'll have a lot of variety, so it's very, very difficult to kind of cater for all of that that's coming around all in one go. But it'll be very interesting to see, and I would love anything new from Cyber Dragon Impact to win the YCS London. Like, that would just be amazing. Like, if Glad Beast won it, if Tenyi won it, or even if Hakai True Draco win it, then that would be amazing. But the only thing that happens by that is it just all gets boosted. Not to mention if there's any imports, Needle Fiber, in Chaos Impact. Highly doubt that it will be, by the way. You also have the first Link 5 monster as well, which gains a stupid amount of attack and can negate during the battle phase as well. So it'll be interesting to see that effect on YCS London, and if there is any ban list. I know the ban list is scheduled to drop beforehand, but they might hold off to see the results of YCS London so that people have enough time to build and prepare for YCS London, rather than dropping it a week before and then have a new set come out which is going to interrupt people's preparations. It might be good to see how it kind of develops and evolves as the weekend kind of progresses. See what dominates YCS London and if it's going to be the same as Ghent and Niagra. And then after that, if so, you can definitely go, okay, Lunar-like AUKUS have absolutely dominated YCS London. They've done it as well at Ghent, and they've also had a fair decent run at YCS Niagra. Maybe they need a hit. And that kind of, in Konami's mind, if they haven't already decided the future ban list, which they might have already done, they might have already decided what they're going to hit, and they're just waiting for the time to drop it, then it means we won't be getting this hits to the next one after. What I do also see from a lot of top cuts is that Sky Strikers are still there, they're still competing, and they're still very, very powerful. So the question does beg to differ. Will it get hit again? Luke made a valuable point yesterday that the only card that needs to be hit is Widow Anchor because it is such a core card. Will the deck then fall if that happens? So again, it will be very, very interesting to see. Anyway, that is it for my Meta Monday report. There might not be one next week as I will be away. I won't be competing in any of the locals, but I'll try and get a report done for you guys from all the other Yu-Gi-Oh players that are going to be going to the locals next weekend. I believe the next weekend's local will be Calamity Hatfield, so it'll be interesting to see what runs amok up there as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you like these type of videos. If you do, please give us a big thumbs up. All your support matters, and I'll continue to do videos like this as a quick introduction or a brief breakdown of weekend locals and massive events like regionals and YCSs as well. For now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and as always, guys, happy dueling. What's up, YouTube? Dan here from YCS Games. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always, guys, happy dueling.